and gentlemen, welcome to Drink and Think Trivia. My name is Doug. I am joined by my forever life partner in crime, war buddy, battle buddy, whatever you want to call him, Lucas, aka Sarge. Welcome to our war history theme night. We are going to be going over everything war. Well, specifically just wars themselves. I don't know. Whatever. But thank you all for joining us. We hope you all are going to have a fantastic time. I kind of lost steam there. You want to take over, buddy?
Welcome. Hey guys, welcome to Trivia. Doug rolled through his steam while I stared menacingly into the camera. I think it worked out pretty good. As he said, we are doing war history. We have chosen wars through the decades, through the years, through the countries. We have isolated slightly on the North American content and stuff that America participated in because we tend to have that bias here. We tried to branch out a little. There's definitely some stuff that does not apply to that, but for the most part, that's the route we're going because, well, we're Americans and we think we are involved and are part of everything. Right? That's how that works.
To be fair, after like the Revolutionary War, it kind of was the case.
Yeah, well, you know, conquester is gonna conquest.
Damn colonials.
But yeah, well, you know, imperialism. I don't know. There's something there.
Yep.
But it is theme night. It's the last week of February, so we're gonna rock and roll on with that. We got what is it? 6 rounds of 48 questions as per the usual. Since I wasn't around, was it last week that you and Ben did it, or week before last?
I think it was last week. Yeah, because you got on by the end, and I was like, you need to get on with us.
I got on at the very end, and it took them like 2.5 hours to do trivia. So I am here to keep Doug in lockstep and drill line, and we will finish in 2 hours and 15 minutes. But anyway, if you are new here, we have a QR code. It is over in the corner. I believe it is in that general direction. If you will scan that thing, that way? That way, yeah, that way. It's over there. So if you go ahead and scan that with your phone, it will pop up in the App Store. You can grab Triv Now, type in said code, or it should, I think, automatically pop it in there for you. And join Drink and Think. Sign in with your team, as many people as you want, play. Or, if you want to, in our Twitch chat, there is a link that pops up randomly, or we can make it pop up on command, or you can make it pop up on command and play it in your browser. Only thing is, don't close the app while you're answering a question, or change browsers, windows, while you're doing that, tabs. I remember the thing that I was trying to think of, because it will say you're cheating. And we'll be slightly lenient on cheating if we know you. We'll be less lenient if we don't know you, and if you continue to do it, we just won't let it give you points, and you'll be upset because you're probably answering correct and just looking at Facebook. So focus up, answer the question, go on and do the thing. Easy peasy. Other than that, we have rules here. Not many rules, but there are 3 to be exact. And to make ourselves remember said rules, we have commands for them, so we type them into chat. So Doug will point over his shoulder just to communicate rule number 1, and I will type it in chat to communicate rule number 1, and it is don't be a dick. Douglas, please tell the crowd what that means.
Don't be a dick is as written. Just don't be a dick. If you have to ask yourself, what is being a dick? If you were to ask someone that you respected, yo, bro, or brodette, or anything in between.
With the time sub.
Am I being a dick? And if they say, yeah, you're kind of being a dick, then don't do it. It's that simple. Like, literally, every religion has this rule. They all frame it up in some other way, but it just comes down to don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Easy peasy. But, sadly, Doug and I are hard-headed and have been yelled at for being dicks so many times, probably to people who deserved it, but that's besides the point. Then we had to construct rule number 2, which is Doug points over his shoulder again, is rule number 1. Don't be a dick. Come in, have fun, hang out with everybody, have a good time, cut up, carry on, make fun of Doug or I. We will make fun of you if you are bad. Actually, we'll probably make fun of you if you're good, just because you're here. But it's because we love you. But the point is, just don't be a dick to each other. Have a good time, enjoy yourself. Don't encroach on anyone else's good time.
Speaking of encroaching on other people, that brings us to rule number 3.
Doesn't it, though? Which is...
You do you, boo-boo.
Which, as Doug always likes to say, and as he takes a drink, I will let my alliterative language fly out. Let your freak flag fly. Having just listened to Dave Grohl's autobiography, I assume that Doug listened to it like 2 months ago before it ever came out, because Dave says that constantly in the book. Be yourself. Do your own thing. Enjoy yourself here, and we will enjoy you being here, no matter what creed, color, race, religion, trivia, war-related team that you are on.
Or even
Just
what,
do your thing.
or even what kind of cell phone you choose between Apple or Android.
Oh wow, he's getting real in here.
Yep.
I don't even care if you like pineapple on pizza. Do your own thing. Enjoy yourself.
Nope. I will not be a dick. I will not be a dick.
You do you, boo boo. We're here for everybody. We're here to have a good time. And as Doug likes to say at the end of the night, we're here to let you know that someone here loves you and appreciates you and is glad you're here playing trivia with us. And that's the two of us if you got confused.
Yep.
And probably Ryan when he comes. But anyway, that's it. That's the whole sum up. That's the rules.
Yep.
That's the trivias. And we're about to rock and roll with it. But before that, we have announcements.
Do we?
Have no announcements. I was just checking. You went to talk and I didn't know if it was the booze discussion or if it was
No, I was.
important.
No, I was
for next month.
Yeah, Ben might remember because Ben was there when we were talking about it. But it was like we were super pumped about. Right, I forget what it is. But anyway, yeah, kind of to go off of you. If no one's told you that you're doing awesome and you're doing great, we're proud of you. Yeah.
Speaking of being proud of you, what are you drinking, son?
I'm drinking Coors Light.
There it is.
It's
That's my boy.
Tiffany's drink of choice.
Oh, Tiffany. That's an inside joke that you may learn about if we stream PUBG ever again. I have another cider from Flat Rock Cidery, homegrown. I think it is a semi-dry apple. That's it. That's the whole drinking part.
That's still my how are you semi-dry? Like you're either dry or wet. There's damp.
I agree.
But there's no
Look, dog. There is either liquid or not liquid in my mind. I don't care what it says on it. It's apples. Let's go. Done and done.
Let us know in chat what you guys are drinking. But with that, I keep thinking we have an announcement, but we don't. And it's really bugging me because I feel like we had something, but whatever.
It would have been a good week to announce that we're going to have Warmix sponsor us. We haven't set that up yet because it's War Night.
Oh, we totally should have done that. Yeah,
it would have been amazing.
We got a sponsorship offer from one of the Stream Elements.
Mecha Tank something.
Yeah, it's one of those Mecha mobile games that we'll probably set up and run at some point. We have till March 24th to run it, so we got time. But
we'll probably check that out just for funsies.
Yep. Worst case scenario, we do it once. I think because you have to do it only twice in a week or something.
Twice, it's twice for 2 hours or something. So basically, it just tucks into the stream.
Yeah.
Easy.
Easy peasy. Other than that, I don't think we have anything else. What are you guys drinking tonight? We as much as we like to drink together, we enjoy that you guys drink with us. At least we hope so. Ben 100% drinks with us. I have seen that all the time. Sometimes
there is visual evidence.
That man can shotgun a beer like no one else.
Yes, he can. He is a machine.
I am the machine.
I cannot look at Kim because it will reflect her in my glasses and she will be angry. It's like she came to steal my peanuts. I love those.
Ooh, peanuts.
Yeah, I know. Bush.
Latte?
Bush, Joe Titus, was possibly my favorite commercial from the Super Bowl, by the way.
Bush.
No. Miss McLaughlin, that's a wolf. Wrong type of shelter. No, I'm not. We're not doing it.
My favorite from this most recent... Okay, I will say, probably an unpopular opinion, the Super Bowl was not impressive. I did not... It was an Super Bowl. And the best commercial was definitely the candies at COVID. No.
It's not good.
Was the Coors Light, Miller Lite, Blue Moon commercial.
Yeah.
Also, given...
Oh, yeah.
Less filling, more tastes. Cold as the Rockies. You're announcing their attack. Also, you like my impromptu ninja headband? I went with the Spade because it was on the side of what's his face's helmet in Full Metal Jacket, and then I got the sword because I'm a ninja.
See, that was the part that confused me, is why Leonardo was part of War Knight, but fair enough.
Yeah, Kenny.
You probably that will. It'll fix the problem.
We have told this story before. We had a friend who cured his strep with Jameson. Just like 3/4 of a bottle of Jameson.
In fairness, he cured a lot of things with alcohol. But anyway, enough discussion of booze. Enough discussion of rules. It's time to rock and roll. You ready, buddy?
Let's get to it.
Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? At the beginning of the month, we told you to pay attention, and we told you to pay attention for a reason. In this round, you're going to get either a direct copy of a question or a slightly modified question from earlier this month. If you can remember it, you get the answer. If not, well, good luck, I guess. We learned that Aerosmith performed at the Super Bowl last week. During that same year, the U.S. invaded Afghanistan as part of Operation Enduring Freedom. What year did both happen? See? War.
War. Yeah.
This round definitely drew heavily on the vague attachments to war. So, yeah, do the thing. Also, Aerosmith was the answer to this question, but Doug should have provided the year because I had the year listed for every Super Bowl performance.
You did. We just kind of kept rolling.
Yeah, well. They should have known the correct answer. I do love the, how much this answer makes sense once we get there. Because if you think about what was happening at the time. Oh, so they're all planes? All the bungholes are types of planes?
Yep.
Interesting. We are missing Northrop F2P black bunghole. That one sounds great.
F2T.
Yeah, whatever. Florida F2T. What does that stand for? I'm not good with planes. Mitchell should really be here. He'd be excited.
The F2T is a... Oh, it's the Bronco. Oh, Black Widow, which was a variation on the Bronco. It's a twin engine, twin fuselage, World War II plane.
Well, things you learn. Well, first question, timer's up. That happened in 2001. Right after 9/11, we immediately went to war. It did not take very long.
That was the... No, that was before, because Super Bowl would have been in February.
Yeah, but the war, we went to war, the Afghanistan,
that year.
October.
The next
Super Bowl had happened, and then we immediately declared war and went to Afghanistan.
I think the 2002 Super Bowl was U2, I want to say.
I believe so.
And they did a big projection that had like every name of everyone who passed in 9/11. Which it was a long halftime performance, but...
Yeah.
Yep.
I was trying to see. Yep, U2. Headliner U2. Sponsored by E-Trade. Help us all.
So, next up we have a 50-50. Is this the correct cereal to mascot pairing? Captain Crunch and the war hero of the Navy, Commander Horatio Magellan Crunch.
So see, even a 50-50 got thrown in. A reminder to you, ladies and gentlemen, that's the announcement we probably should have made. If Doug or I give an answer away for free, type in !free and it will count said free answer. And if we tally up so many, we do something. I can't remember. We had a month-long goal of like 10 free answers, I think.
We didn't even crack like 3.
And like 30 grammatical errors. And that's the other one, which is !grammar. You type that in there, it will... We'll talk about our bad grammar that we have, and it will add it to decounts. And I believe decounts was 25 or 30, but we may have reset that spot.
I've reset it every week. I thought it was a week-by-week thing, but...
Well, it may be a week thing then for the counts, and it might just be grammatical errors.
I mean, we very much could have agreed to a month-long thing, and just I do not remember.
I forget things, too.
But the answer is that is the correct pair. Captain Crunch, Captain Crunch is a cereal, and Commander Horatio Magellan Crunch is the mascot. Captain. In the Navy, a captain has 4 gold bars on his sleeve everything that has Captain Crunch has 3 gold bars, which is a commander in the Navy.
So yeah, our war tie-in obviously is that he was actually a commander in the Navy. Things you learn.
In the Navy.
Nope. Oh God. During World War II testing had to be conducted for nuclear radiation. Stolen deceased children were used under a terrible named program. What was that program called?
So this is my favorite question of the month, bar none.
It was a pretty great question, not for the correct answer,
but for the incorrect
for the incorrect one I came up with. By far the saddest question in the world, and sadly it wasn't called Project No Kid Left Behind, which it should have been. This was called Project Sunshine. I believe the notes for this should have basically said that children were literally taken out of graves to be used for radiation testing once they were dead, and the parents never knew about it. It was a dark, dark time.
Yep.
Ugh. Anywho.
Hershey's, who received a federal commendation for producing ration bars in World War II, don't make ration bars for us, but what is their most popular product?
I just changed this question a lot. But I thought I remembered something about how Hershey's did something for rations in World War II, and I pulled it up, and it was like, it's a big deal. Like, they still have like a giant plaque at the Hershey's factory. We helped with the war effort. We made shitty Hershey's bars.
Which you, like, anytime you see in war movies where they're like, oh, chocolate? You want chocolate? Like, if they see a little kid and they try to give him chocolate, it's one of those shitty Hershey bars.
Yes, it is.
Which they used like a quarter of the amount of sugar as they normally would to like save on money, so it just was really, it was essentially like baker's chocolate with like a sprinkling of sugar on top.
Hard pass. I don't like chocolate anyway, and that's a hard pass.
If you've ever eaten baker's chocolate, it tastes like shit.
Not great.
My mom, like anytime that she made any like sweet kind of, like she used to make banana bread with chocolate chips in it, but she wouldn't use sugar chocolate. She'd use baker's chocolate, which was in a Reese's bag, and they were like little like drops. They look like Hershey's Kisses, and one day I was like, oh man, there's no candy. I'm looking for something sweet, and I took a handful of those and like popped it in my mouth, and I was like, no,
this is it. This is a miss.
My mom came in like. One hand I had the bag, the other hand was free. I was just like, had this. She's like, "That's Baker's chocolate."
That's funny.
I didn't get in trouble. She's just like, "Yeah, you punished yourself on that one."
Well played.
Well, the answer is Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
That is their most popular. If you're a Civil War buff, you may want to go to Gettysburg National Military Park, which is in what state? This was the state parks round. So where will you find Gettysburg National Military Park? Probably the most decisive battle in the Civil War, American Civil War. Got to clarify that because there are a lot of Civil Wars. Trust me, I learned that.
But not sweet. Hell, you can drive down 95 and find at least 15 of them before you hit like the next city over normally.
Battlefields. No, I mean Civil Wars in general.
Oh yeah.
I was going through war history and I was like, wow, there are a lot of countries that got really mad at each other and wanted to fight about it.
Oh, did you see Marjorie Taylor Greene wants the Great National Divorce? I'm like, we had one of those. It didn't work.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, it was bad. It was not great. The correct answer here is Pennsylvania. That is in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Which Roman emperor ordered St. Valentine's execution? He also defeated the Goths in the Battle of Naissus.
Yep, nope, not pronouncing that one.
Naissus?
No, that one. Naissus? I don't know, dude. That was the part I had to add on to prove that he was a fighting Roman emperor. Kenny got a war question correct because of The Office. That's using your theme nights to its highest ability right there. I always forget that the Goths were like a group of people during Roman times.
Yeah, it
throws me off.
The Goths, the Visigoths, the Ostrogoths.
As per the usual, I thought they just hung out at my high school in that part of the cafeteria.
Yep.
I was wrong. Oh, man. Let's see. I also love that I didn't even have to Titus. I didn't even have to find gifts for these. They were already programmed. I just copied them in.
Yep. I think
what you got?
I think I picked most of these too. Like
I picked out like a few for mine, but most of them were you. Yes.
Yep. That was Emperor Claudius II.
The one I remember exactly was Operation Project Sunshine. I used the nuclear bomb from the Blizzard commercials because Deathwing raises up in the middle of it at the end. You're like, wait, what? That doesn't make sense. What group?
Also, I want to know like who like as a group just comes together like, ooh, pretty mushroom cloud. Like, get the hell out of there.
He looks so nice. Dude, if you're close enough to see it, doesn't matter anyway. You might as well enjoy it.
Actually, fun fact: if anyone has played Fallout, and the guy, I forget what his name is, Pip-Boy or whatever. No, not Pip-Boy. The Fallout mascot.
I know what you're talking about.
He's got his thumb up and one eye closed.
Starboy.
I forget. Fallout. He's the Fallout bobblehead. He's in the other room.
Vault Boy.
Vault Boy. So that pose he takes where he has his thumb out and one eye closed is actually how you can figure out if you are at a safe distance from a nuclear explosion. If you put your thumb up, close one eye, and you can cover the mushroom cloud, you are far enough away that you are safe.
Those sound like 1920s maths that I don't trust to keep me safe from nuclear fallout. I'm gonna go further away.
Well, think how big like a. Although I guess if you're upwind of a nuclear bomb, like you're screwed.
No, I'm good. All right, what group invaded and some would say waged war, some would say pillaged, on Europe starting in 835? This is the free response section. You get 2 of them, but you only get to wager on 1. So the group that waged war on Europe or pillaged them in 835.
Grab your torch.
No, wait, what? Hold on, whoa. What?
What?
I'm showing 4 of 6 answers, but I only see 3 answers.
I see 4.
I'm very confused. Okay, good. So you can correct if you see anything.
Yep.
I didn't play a lot of Fallout. I kind of got out of that groove of games. Was Mass Effect before Fallout? It was, wasn't it?
It was about the same time as Fallout 3.
I think I played Mass Effect a good bit and just got out of the rhythm.
Fallout 1 and 2 were like a Diablo 1 era, and it was kind of the same gameplay too, of like that 3/4 up camera angle.
Yep. The correct answer we have here is the Vikings.
The Vikings.
The Vikings.
Last,
for that one.
But certainly not least, this British chef never owned a restaurant, but is famously known for her cookbooks, her time serving at OSS during World War II, and having a movie made about her that had her name and another her name.
I was scrolling down for my last pre-answer question, and I was like, I know. I was looking up something online, and what I was looking up was chefs who had served in the military, and this correct answer's name came up, and I went, didn't Doug write a question about that? I swear he wrote that question, and I scrolled down to the France. I was like, there it is. I found it.
It is not Gordette Ramsay.
Nah, I like Gordette Ramsay. That's his sister. She has a Michelin 4-star restaurant.
Just like every time they're at dinner with the parents, just like, hey Gordon, suck it.
Suck it. 4 stars.
This octopus is raw. Hey Gordon, take 10 to 15 off top there, cause you suck too.
Oh God.
Gordette, why do you have to be so mean to me? I've seen your show. Shut fuck up.
Gordette is why Gordon's so mean all the time.
Yeah, he just has
she pushes him to be mean to everyone else.
Watching videos of Gordon interact with his kids is absolutely yeah. Oh, I was gonna make you a soup. Like, we're gonna make soup for dinner. I don't like your soup. I like mom's soup better. Like, I'm sorry, what?
Oof. Children's go hard, dude.
Oh yeah. I don't like your grilled cheese. Mom makes better grilled cheese. She cuts the crust up. The crust adds flavor. It brings it together.
He uses processed sliced cheese. You're an animal.
I have Gouda from the valleys of southern France to make this grilled cheese. Yeah, it doesn't taste good. I want Kraft.
Want Kraft. That's what it is.
That was my mom got. So my mom had made. I don't remember what the reason was. Like my mom made like this really nice dinner one night.
Gotcha.
And I thought it tasted really good. But like I fully enjoyed it. And I forget what the dish was. Oh! It was a casserole that she had made like on the side as like a side dish, and it had like fresh something rather in it, and I thought it was great. My sister's like, this doesn't taste this, like, I don't like this. It doesn't have like the good cheese in it. And my mom's like, I use fresh mozzarella. Like it's no, I like the plastic cheese. The cheese that has the plastic wrap on. Mom's like, Kraft, you prefer Kraft too. You could just see like the short circuiting happening and like the smoke coming out of her ears, and she's like, "Okay, just don't eat it. It's fine. It's whatever." And I saw that look on my mom's face, and like, "I love it, Mom. Though, please don't hurt me."
I like it. What do you got?
That would be Julia Child or Julia Childs.
There you go.
So
round one done. Recent history. Most of you did fairly well. You paid mostly attention, but maybe now you'll pay more attention to the answers throughout the month. Who knows what'll happen on theme nights?
You never know.
I digress. You ready to go to the next round?
I'm ready to go. Let's just bump into it.
Rock and roll. Next round is General War. Literally, it's General War trivia because we're here.
General War.
He didn't want pizza, but he did want plain pasta noodles, no sauce, not even butter. My brother likes straight noodles.
Is he a psychopath? Like that is a warning. That is a warning right there. I like spaghetti, but just the noodles.
No.
So with butter, right? No, just the noodles.
Cheese?
Oh my god.
You know what? General War, the shot heard around the world refers to what? Joe had to order it over the phone. Wait, no, you did not order it from somewhere. Kenny, you just went to your kitchen and boiled some macaroni, right? You did not make Joe Titus do that, Joe.
Oh.
You are a victim. 1-800, Lucas will help you. Call me now.
No.
I have lawyers standing by. We will get you a settlement. This is trash. He had to order that from an Italian restaurant. That man literally had to kill one of his children to boil those noodles.
As an Italian man, he had to call an Italian restaurant and ask for noodles. Just how, like, the mob is after him now. Like, you are not safe in your household.
Look what you've done. Look what this little man has done.
There's some dude from the mafia like listening in to every Italian conversation. Like, I'm sorry, he ordered what? What's his ethnicity? Italian?
Do you realize we're now going to have to move Joe Titus to North Carolina and name him Carl?
Call up Cement Shoes Tony. Like, damn.
You can never tell his mom. The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, the shot heard around the world was the first shot fired by victorious farmers at Lexington and Concord against British troops. That would be the Revolutionary War. American Revolutionary War, but anyhow.
Technically, they weren't victorious at Lexington. They were at Concord, though. But Lexington was just the first place that they started rallying.
Gotcha.
And them rallying. I was actually watching a history thing on this. And if there hadn't been such a long standoff at Lexington, the British probably would have rolled through because it gave enough time. That standoff gave enough time for people to congregate at Concord to push them back.
That's interesting. Did you use the gifts for this, or did Ryan?
I think Ryan did.
I love the fact that he chose a Barrett 50 cal for the shot heard around the world. It's beautiful.
That's like every time they do heavy ordnance around here, shakes the windows.
Yeah, fair enough.
Dude, some Blackhawk went over, like the Quantico's doing their flyovers and stuff. Blackhawk went over while I was cooking. It shook the whole deck. It shook the deck.
We were playing games last night, and you were like, "They're flying over again."
Oh, so I found out it was a cop that was shot last night.
Oh, cop helicopter. Oh,
so it was a search helicopter that was super low, rattling my windows. But today they were just doing like flyovers and stuff, and this like Black Hawk like tops the trees as I'm cooking like I'm grilling on the back porch, and I'm like I could feel it in the deck. I'm like, ooh, that's not good.
You needed to lift your beer up to that man and just say America, and then just continue grilling.
America. And I should have like held up like I was cooking Italian sausages Italian sausages. Should just held one. I'm like, can you get it? Drop someone down here. Come get it. Which of the following was one of the America's greatest strengths in the Revolutionary War? Remember that exclamation point grammar is also part of the game, so if you catch one of our grammar mistakes, whether it be how the sentence is structured or spelling, if you catch us, we have to take a drink, which I'm actually surprised no one has made it taste. Oh, ooh.
I just assume that Mama Fafro is being casual tonight, because usually she's the one who catches our grammar, and I don't think Kim's really caught on to that being part of the game yet.
Hey, can you add another thingy to... Oh, manage rewards. That's what I want.
Yeah, what you need?
I was going to say, can we add Kenny to the thing?
Oh, to make Kenny drink?
Yep.
Yeah, she's a Prime sub now. We should absolutely do that.
I need to fire back sometimes, because she...
One of the Americas. Yes. That would be the point, Joe Titus. Grammar that thing. We will drink for that if someone grammars it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. We haven't edited it, though. Yo, Joe can drink for me tonight. Constantly just pouring drinks for Kenny and Joe Titus as a drink.
I have infinite points that I'm about to drop on Joe Titus then.
I have reset the counter from 6 to 0. Mama Fafro is watching the hockey game, which I respect. Canes don't play tonight. I don't know if I actually threw up my pictures of the outdoor game that I got to go to on Saturday.
You did.
In the Discord.
They look good.
Okay, good.
Oh, it's called the Stadium Series, right? Because it's not
the Stadium Series.
It's not the Winter
Federal
Classic.
Credit Union.
Yeah.
Yep, we did the Stadium Series. It was the most viewed Stadium Series yet. We had like 1.7 million viewers or something, and the NHL was like, "Hey, cool, Carolina people like hockey."
The answer is the Native Officer Corps.
So basically, we had a bunch of militia with guns, which worked out well for us.
They had a bunch of BFGs.
Sorry, one of the gifts I used.
BFIs, sorry.
What percentage of the population of the U.S. died in the U.S. Civil War? I also think I searched this GIF not for the Civil War. It's so funny. The amount of war GIFs that are out there are limited. So
I love the picture just because he's starting to run. He looks back. He's like, I want to make sure everyone's here with me. Oh, okay, we're good.
Let's go.
You don't want to be that one officer that everyone hates, and you start charging. They're like, we're gonna let him go, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Still haven't relogged into the Drink and Think email, so my tab for that is still a little off, but I am going to check. Actually, I'm a mod. I can pull up Mod View, which definitely should allow me to do the thing. Mod View. What you got?
That's
this me?
That's you. That's you.
I did read this. The correct answer for the population that died in the Civil War was about 2%. Now, that 2% equates to 620,000 casualties, but it's still only 2%.
Oh, I haven't shown this yet, but so Allie got me for our anniversary. She got me the Linkin Park album pop. For Valentine's Day, she got me the Freddie Mercury, Flash Gordon Queen album pop. It was
you sent it to our group.
Yeah, but I didn't see it. Send it to the Triv Now one. But now I need like the actual Flash Gordon. Flash Gordon, Philadelphia Eagles. Or no, he was New York Jets. That was it.
Yeah, I think it is the Jets. You are correct.
What Native American tribe was allied with the Confederacy during the Civil War?
Oh, got it. Let's see here. I was sorting through.
If we had
content,
I will say if we had the rights, I would 100% play War. What is it good for on loop?
Repeat all night long.
Just we would lose. We'd lose followers immediately, but it's fine.
I mean, we would, but like,
All right, that's.
You all love us.
It's starting to bug me.
Enough sword. We're actually on the road to 200 followers. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, we're up there.
198. 198.
We keep getting like every week without fail. We have like one or two that have followed us since the week before.
There you go. Now we just gotta get them to play trivia.
Yeah. If all of our followers played trivia at the same time, we would be the #1 trivia. Like,
it would be nuts. I'm still waiting on Kim. Kim! Answer the question!
See, I don't feel so bad about Boston College beating us now because they just beat #6 UVA. So
yeah, they did. But see, here's the thing, Doug. Here's the thing. We're gonna beat Duke on Sunday at Cameron. Then we're gonna lose to Louisville and Blacksburg because that is what Virginia Tech currently does.
Yeah,
they don't beat the teams that they should beat, and they somehow beat a lot of teams that they should.
When people talk about quality wins, all we get is quality wins.
I was about to say we have a lot of quality wins actually. It's
all we get is quality wins. The problem is, all the losses we get are trash losses.
Are trash losses. That's big facts.
The answer is all of the tribes listed: the Choctaw, the Cherokee, and the Creek. Or if you're from Pennsylvania, the Crick.
The Crick. Just hate the pronunciation of that word. Sorry, Pennsylvania. Ben has uploaded a picture in Discord of his pops. Which country made the first declaration of war in World War One? If you're not a member,
that's cute. How few he has.
If you're not a member, join our Discord. We post a bunch of random pictures and fun stuff there. Plus, we play games there afterward most of the time.
28, 30.
Dude, bro, I take all mine out of the boxes.
So he has 30, 32, 34, 30. So he has 36 boxes. Well, like, I mean, if you're counting individual characters, he has 39. 2, 4, 6,
Everybody
8,
is done with
10,
this. The
12.
correct answer here is Austria-Hungary, as Doug counts to himself like a crazy man. Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia on July 28, 1914, 4 days before Germany declared war on Russia. More on that later.
I have that many pops just above me in a row, and that's in one of 4 rooms that they are in. So
we have a lot of pops.
Actually, I've got 40 because I've got the 2 albums to my right as well.
That's true. We have a lot of pops. They're just not arrayed like you people do. Like I have 3 right there. 1, 2. The dad from Frasier's there. 3, 4. Luna Lovegood's there. 5. We just had 6. Another Luna for some reason. I got like 12 in this room. They're just all unboxed and just hiding.
What major? Let's see. I unboxed it for the first like 20 I got. I unboxed them, and then I realized the problem. And like there's like they call them Grail Pops now. That anything that sells over 50, and I have a good number of them.
Nice.
There's a pop app that will essentially just like you tell what status everything is in. And you give them everything, and I think I have like over like $4,000 worth of pops. It's not okay.
That's a lot of pops, my dude.
What major change in Germany policy contributed to the U.S. entering World War I?
Penny can now be dehydrated, by the way. I had to get on the drink and think when my moderator ability did not allow it. But I modified one that we had.
Like them? Like that?
Yeah, that's the one. Joe Titus drinks, according to Kenny. She makes the rules for her drink. I have 36 answers in. Yeah, me and Kim even bought some secondhand. Like, we have all the original Power Rangers set downstairs, and most of the original Scooby-Doo set. I think we're missing Velma, right? Because she's like $60, and I refuse to pay that for a pop.
The best pop I've got as far as Power Rangers go is Lord Drakon. It's Tommy who, when he so in an alternate timeline, when he was the Green Ranger, killed. Oh, I forget the blue dude who was the Zordon of the Ninja Rangers, who created the sword that made the White Ranger. Forced him, killed him, and gave up the White Ranger. So he has the Green Ranger armor, but he's White Ranger underneath.
Ooh, that's nuts.
And he destroyed Rita and Lord Zed by himself, and essentially tried to. He took control of the morphing grid so that his entire army was just legions of Power Rangers.
Wow. I forget outside of my Power Ranger knowledge, but sounds nuts.
I forget what the comic is, but it's super cool. If you get a chance, look up Lord Drakon, but Drakon. But that would be the Declaration of Unrestricted Submarine Warfare.
World War I. What was Hitler's primary justification for invading Russia in World War II? Hitler. Logic. I'm going to go ahead and approve all of the things that have been suggested. That way it's off of the thing. So Kenny's point, your points were redeemed even though you have bukus of points. I find this hilarious. Germany apparently needed more space for its population, which is fair. Germany was fairly restricted. Not the invasion by Hitler, but the Germany probably needed to be a little bigger. Oh, wager time.
Last question of the round. Which of the following was not true of the attack on Pearl Harbor?
Don't think anyone in here is new, but you can wager on these. It'll give you bonus points. It's fun. I haven't read Ryan. Well, I read some of Ryan's questions, but I missed this. Actually, I have a thought, but anyway. Also, I do enjoy that this GIF is in black and white, except for that one explosion. That one. That fireball is normally colored. Hey, fire!
Fire.
Correct answer.
Correct answer is the Japanese painted their aircraft to look like American planes. They did not. They were straight up just regular zeros. Still had the red dot of the Japanese Air Force, the whole 9 yards.
The myth of that, though, probably comes from the fact that at this time, wasn't it when Americans started painting the bottom of their planes blue?
Yeah.
So it matched the color of the sky, if you looked up at it?
Yep. Well, the other part is that there was a patrol that was supposed to be coming back. Yep. And that was when the Japanese had kind of planned out what the routes were. And when the patrol was on the opposite side of the island was when they came in, and the radar technicians figured, like, oh, they just came in early. They tried a number of times to contact them, like, hey, what are you doing back so early? And by the time they were like,
couldn't get a response.
Right, by the time they were like on top of the ships, they're like, oh, those aren't ours.
Wait a minute. All
right. With that, let's show our leaderboard then. In first place, General Dynamics F-16 Fighting Bunghole with 35.161, Lockheed P-80 Shooting Bunghole 27.145, Boeing B-17 Flying Bunghole 25.585, Boeing B-52 Strata Bunghole with 24.087. Northrop F-2T Black Bunghole 18.999, and E 11.324.
You wouldn't know that her father was a general in the military. Disappointed.
All right.
Anywho, this is my favorite GIF of the entire night. This commercial was one of my favorite commercials. I think it was a Super Bowl commercial like 3 or 4 years ago, and it is brilliant.
American
in this round, I'm going to name the war. You tell me what caused the highest number of U.S. soldier casualties. So you need to know what killed the most U.S. soldiers in the war provided. First one is The Revolutionary War. What killed the most U.S. soldiers in the Revolutionary War? Ryan had too much fun with this round, and I kind of love it.
Obviously, it's George Washington in a Charger or a Challenger.
In a Dodge Challenger, dude.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what caused the most British casualties because he ran them all over, just like in PUBG.
No, it was a bicycle. It was a two-wheeled bike that took out most people in PUBG.
It took out 2 of you. It took out 2 of you. It was so bad.
No, I just got wrecked because
you got murdered. I got sniped, and our other 2 teammates got ran over by a bike.
Yeah, I just remember like Ryan dropped me off right inside the circle, and I looked over, and I was like, "Hey guys, there's a bike over here!" And all of a sudden, someone peeks up behind the tree and just murders me. I'm like, "Oh."
The correct answer is smallpox. You were Tiffany at that point, right?
I was Tiffany.
Dude, they saw you from a mile away.
Oh, 100%.
At halftime, we'll explain who Tiffany is.
The Vietnam War. What was the biggest killer in the Vietnam War?
In fact, I'm going to share a picture in Discord.
Oh, please do. Yes.
Yep. Because we have Tiffany and Tiffany's friend who we haven't named yet. So while we talk about the Vietnam War, Doug last night purchased a skin for one of his characters in PUBG.
I would like to say I did not spend any real world money. It was just it was in-game currency I had accrued.
How do you spell Tiffany, by the way?
Tifani.
Tifani. All right, no, not 2 F's, just 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And friend. Okay. So Doug bought a mini skirt and a twinkling bra top with hair, which is basically a mermaid outfit, which is now shared in Discord, and made Tiffany. And then we wrote a whole backstory for her as the Little Mermaid, but Tiffany, and redid Part of Your World and Laughed Till We Cried. I think most of it is actually on my stream, which I might put back up.
100% you should, because that one's...
And then, to be Doug's friend, I purchased a polka dotted dress and put bunny ears on, and I think my character is probably going to have to be Minnie Mouse. But we'll figure that out at a later time. So, the correct answer for the Vietnam War's most casualties, Doug.
I mean, combat. Probably death by Tiffany.
Actual fighting.
Death by Tiffany.
I don't think Tiffany is what was hiding in the jungles of Vietnam. All right, what about World War I? Go ahead.
I'm looking at Kenny's pop collection.
Did Kenny share her pop collection?
In Discord. So that's Ahsoka, 2 Deadpools, Han Solo, Freddy Krueger, Ash. I can't tell the one next to Ash. Reptar, Mr. Mime.
Oh, you mean the little bobblehead flamehead thing?
Yeah. I thought it was Sans for a second, but I don't think it's...
It looks like a character from, what's that game? Cuphead. I don't think it is, but it looks like a Cuphead character. Boop.
Right.
I just got a notification.
5 of 6.
Is it Kim?
Oh, Dustin from Stranger Things. Cuphead. It's Cuphead.
It is Cuphead? Yes, let's go.
Oh, that's... Okay, so Ash is actually Dustin from Stranger Things. Got it.
There it is.
Alright, so that's Freddy and Jason, and then... What else? Reptar...
I got a notification because my racing league does a classic 1980s car race on Thursday nights, which I miss because we're here doing trivia. Which is fine. I don't ever race those cars, but it pops up every night. It's like, hey, come run in this. And I'm like, yeah, no, trivia. Come play trivia.
Garbage Pail Kids. There we go. Also, missing Lockheed P80 shooting bunghole.
No, we're not. They've run out of time yet again.
Bottom 3, the bottom right 3 I couldn't figure out.
Distance is a thing. Doug and I are blind.
Who are the... Oh, those are the other killers, because we've got... Okay, yeah, no, I got that.
What you got for the answer?
All right, that is artillery.
There you go. What about the United States Civil War? Yet again. It is Cuphead. Okay, I see the cup now. I pulled up the original size to make it easier to see. I just don't know people.
Okay, so that's the shadow monster, whatever, from the library is the second to the left, and then wait, is that the master on the far left, middle far left? What is that?
The black?
No, Ninth Doctor with the banana.
Right.
Oh, it's Christopher Eccleston. All right.
See, I couldn't place the person. Ooh, are we waiting on the same? Nope, we're waiting on my wife again. Do the thing! Okay, she did the thing. Correct answer here? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna go for it. You're good.
Is infectious diseases.
The global war on terror. What was the biggest killer there?
I'm gonna make a suggestion here, and hear me out. It's a little off the wall, but I'm not that drunk. Theme night next month is nothing but pictures of pops, and you have to identify who they are.
I have enough to do an entire theme night.
I can contribute in. We have more than enough.
So above me,
pop all picture round theme night. It'll end in like 30 minutes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them are Dragon Ball. So I've got Kale, Cauliflower, Piccolo, Goku, Vegeta with egg on his face, Krillin, Super Hercule, Majin Vegeta. I've got all the characters from Letterkenny. So I've got Stewart and Rold, Riley and Jonesy, Wayne, Derry, Katie.
Hey, here's what we could do. We could literally do television show and just do a picture of the pops.
Yep. I've got a big...
You could do Dragon Ball, you could do Letterkenny.
I've got Venomized... Venomized Doctor Strange, Groot, Doctor Doom,
we could do
Deadpool...
Because I have some Marvel.
Captain America and Rocket Raccoon, all Venomized. I have the rescue suit from Iron Man that rescues Pepper. I've got Batman.
We could do Harry Potter, we could do Star Wars, and we could do WWE. There you go. There's your 6 rounds.
I've got Robin from the Samurai Batman movie, Lord Drakon. I've got Cade Six and what's his face from Destiny. I've got All Might, Endeavor, Silver and Sonic, and Master Chief and Sergeant. Oh shit! What's his name? Sergeant, the black guy. I see that, Sarge. That's just what's in the room. That's just in the room. It's accidents.
That blows my mind. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, Imperial Crest Vader. What about World War II? I'm going back to look at Ben's collection now.
He has Toastman. Oh, Ren and Stimpy. Oh, he's... Wait, hold on.
Also like Kenny's as well. There we go. Bloop. Open in browser. Ooh, I did open it over here. And click. And scroll. Ben has some fancy pops in there, dude.
He does.
I mean, some fancy boys.
He's got the mayor from... He's got... Oh, these are all the, like, colored... alternate color ones.
Yes,
damn,
these are fancy ones.
Yeah. I don't have those.
And I just buy stupid ones.
All right, World War...
World War 5 or 6. Okay. I already asked it. We're rolling.
Sorry.
No, you're good. It was my question. You had World War 1. We are waiting on Lockheed P-80 shooting a bunghole. The correct answer there is machine gun, which would make sense. The beaches of Normandy probably tallied up an immense body count with machine guns.
The Spanish-American War.
I always put a dash in mine for this because everywhere I found it had Spanish-American.
Yeah.
I don't know why, it's just what it did. Also, I have a question. Where did you tuck the 50-50 round in at? Because something tells me you didn't, and it's the last round of the night.
Nope.
It's not.
It is. God. It is a 25% round.
Ah, so that's what you did. There it is. Okay, so it's not the next round, but it's the round after. Got it.
All right, the answer is typhoid fever.
There you go. And wager time. What about... Nope, no wager. Just a correct normal answer. My bad. What about the Korean War? What killed the most people in the Korean War? I do honestly think we could do a full picture round of pops.
Yeah, we could.
It'd be great. I do like the idea of doing TV and film theme night and it's just pictures of pops. Oh, man.
Oh, jeez. The Broncos are interviewing Ian Rappaport for their defensive coordinator job.
Ian Rappaport, who is that?
Defensive coordinator for the Patriots.
Oof. I'll go down that route. People do it all the time. It never works out. Correct answer for the Korean War was combat. Just combat again. They're not all tricks. All right. And we'll do scoreboard before 50-50.
Yep.
I know it's halftime, but you know.
It's whatever. We can keep rolling. We're at...
Send it.
We'll probably finish this up in an hour and a half.
See? Kenny was staring at Pops. Doug's been doing that too. But I read the last question. It's your turn. I don't know why, but we got off a sequence.
It must have been when I was popping.
That's fun.
All right. In this round, I'm going to give you some of the most famous battles in history. All you have to do is tell me the war that it occurred in. Let's kick it off with the Siege of Agincourt.
You can get bonus points here.
Agincourt?
I think it's Agincourt, but
yeah, whatever.
I did some deep cuts with these battles. Good luck. But if you want to, actually, this was my thought. If anyone wants a bonus point that's actually listening to chat, if you'll tell me what century the war occurred in, I'll give you a bonus point. But you get one guess. One guess, that way you can't sit there and spam centuries. And then I have to remember how a century works, because it's the number above, right? This is a great gift, right? Yep. This is actually what you get when you type in Siege of Agincourt. There we go. Joe Titus got it. Bonus point to Joe Titus. What y'all's team this week? Because he said 1400 and then said, oh, the 15th century. So that is correct.
Yep. That would be
what is their team name?
But that is the 100 Years' War.
It is the 100 Years' War. And Joe Titus coming in strong happened in 1415.
How many years did the 100 Years' War last?
Didn't it last like 7 years or something stupid? It wasn't very long.
No, it was 104.
Oh, okay, it was over 100. I knew it was something. Yeah. Oh, we have separate teams. Joe Titus, team name. Kenny's got COVID, so they have separate teams. I love it. Wasn't it like off and on technically? Yeah. See, that's what I was thinking.
It was like it was essentially the Cold War of the medieval era.
Makes sense. I just pulled like 15 hairs out of my calf trying to adjust my sock. It was great. I wanted to give Joe Titus bonus points, but he has to tell me his team. Oh, he's out of town. Oh, fair enough. What about the Battle of Yorktown? Oh, I'm B17. There you go. Okay. So I got that. The Battle of Yorktown. I wanted to make this one kind of confusing, but I couldn't because I wanted to include a war that I couldn't include because it. Oh wait, I just scored it was incorrect. I didn't want to do that. There was technically another Battle of Yorktown. And therefore, I could not use the American Civil War, which made me a sad boy. But anyway, correct answer is the American Revolution. No one guessed the century this time, so I forgot to mention it, but it happened in 1781. Most of you could have got that. Get wrecked. Go Doug!
Even though it was in the ocean, what about the Battle of Trafalgar?
I knew you'd pronounce that one correct. I'm glad you got that.
Yep.
Also, I'm kind of sad I didn't do something with boats here.
Boats.
Reflecting back on my choice of gift, disappointed. When you may throw a century at me, should you wish. Bonus points abound. I assume that Joe Titus would get them all correct and just get all the bonus points. Joe Titus gets does not get the bonus point. Neither does Kenny. Although Joe Titus was damn close. Kenny. I love how she keeps screaming "what" back at me, like I'm screaming at her for anything else other than answer the question. The correct answer, Doug.
That would be War of the Third Coalition, which was during the Napoleonic Wars.
Correct, which happened in 1805. Joe Titus thus missing it by 5 years. Feels bad, bro. Time to reuse Ryan's GIF. Next is the Battle of Antietam. Somebody doesn't get this century correct, I'm going to be very disappointed. Look, bruh. Answers are answers. I'm going to tell you like my boss tells me. Our minimum amount that we can bring up an explosive is a certain amount in feet, and even if it's 11.1 and it's supposed to be 11.5, 11.1 doesn't count. It wasn't 19. Joe Titus easily coming in with the correct American Civil War answer of the 19th century. You got your bonus point anyway. Just not that one. And I would have given away the answer, but you had all answered. That was the American Civil War. Check to make sure there wasn't an Antietam fought in the American Revolution as well.
No.
What you got?
What about the Siege of Leningrad?
I'm sticking with... I'm going to go bonus point here if you can tell me the decade that it happened in. Yes, Joe Titus, you're correct. But see what I've done there is I've changed the rules on you. Because this lasted for so long. Siege of Leningrad, it did happen in the 40s. Very good. Bonus point for Joe Titus. Go ahead. Give out the answer so I can read my cool factoid.
World War II.
So this happened in World War II, and it lasted for 3 years. Almost. It lasted for 872 days. The Siege of Leningrad was nuts. And then the Russians were like, nah, we're just going to kick Germany back out now.
That sounds about right.
Next, well, you know. Next, we have the Tet Offensive. Again, we're going to ask for decade here. What decade did the Tet Offensive happen in? And what war, of course. Joe Titus knows too much about battles. Although this one is a little difficult. I will say that.
Yeah, it's everyone.
Everyone's in? No decade guessed. Oh. Yeah, I know he plays Hearts of Iron. I know that's why he gets all that crap. In my head, I was thinking Civ and what's Empire? Not Dawn of War. Empire,
Total War.
Empires? Is that what I'm thinking of?
No, Total War.
Give me a decade for the Tet Offensive, Joe Titus, as I end the question, and tell everyone that it was the Vietnam War. I wanted to see if you got that one correct. Rob's the 60s, Totes the 60s, 1968.
What about the Battle of Verdun?
And we're back to centuries again. Let's see here. It was barely in the 60s. I thought some people would probably go 70s on that one. Do not want to give Joe Titus 23 bonus points. That would be unfair. He's already earning enough. I got 6 of 6.
That is World War I.
It is. And I was wrong. But anyway, not important. Kenny knows this one. Nope. No, she doesn't. Defended the answer.
What? Panist?
Exclamation grammar. You did get the question. It was 1914. It was in the teens. I thought it was the final question. Bringing it home. It's me.
Yep.
Last but not least, as always, we have the curveball. The Battle of Hastings was more of a giant conquest than it was a battle, and the Normans won decisively. These fights were to determine the claim on the throne of what country? And then you can throw the century at me if you so wish. The Battle of Hastings was fought over the determining crown throne of what country? I enjoyed this question. I enjoy my curveballs. They make me happy.
Ooh, the official Machine movie trailer came out.
The
what's it called? The
No kidding.
Bert Kreischer movie.
Ah.
I am the Machine.
Are they doing a Are they doing like a reenactment of that whole thing?
Yep.
Of course they are.
This is the Machine. If you give him vodka, you will have a great time.
You will have a great time. That was a good guess, Joe, but you're not getting your bonus point on that one. Kenny threw her guess into the chat, and she is also wrong. We got 5 of 6 answers in, and we are short. A General Dynamics F-16 fighting bunghole. Who just came in with Spawn, which is incorrect. The correct answer here is England, and it was in the 11th century, exactly 1066. And it ends the which war was it again round, and I believe moves us to Doug's 25% correct round.
Yep.
And we'll go to the scoreboard. Because why not?
Can you guess what my favorite aircraft is?
No. Not only do I not know aircrafts very well, but I can't.
No.
Scoreboard. The Boeing P-17 flying bunghole with 69.05. General Dynamics F-16 fighting bunghole with 54.4. Lockheed P-80 shooting bunghole with 51.2. Boeing B-52 strata bunghole 35.7. Northrop F-2P black bunghole 33.1. And E with 25.9. Doug, my guess would be the Mustang.
Nope.
Because I didn't think there was one named after a Bronco.
There is a Mustang, which is also the same engine that is a P-52, P-51.
P-51 Mustang,
Yeah.
I believe.
The SR-71 is one of my favorites. It is not my favorite. My favorite is the A-10 Warthog, which has a machine gun on it that is so powerful. If you're not going fast enough, the back kick can make you stall.
That's...
Your gun goes pew pew, mine goes.
The Warthog. I probably should have known that. Yeah, I like the SR-71. To be fair, you would like the A-10.
When you absolutely need
when
you absolutely need to destroy everything in your path in one go, look to the A-10. But the SR-71, Allie and I did a quote unquote photo shoot for our engagement photos at the Air and Space in Dulles, and they have an SR-71. When you first walk in, we got a bunch of pictures of that.
That's awesome.
Yep.
All right, it's all you, Bubba. Explain your round and have fun.
All right, and Alexander Webb. So, well, let's jump. I think most of you know. Well, no, actually, all of you know, because I think all we have is bungholes tonight.
And Kim.
It's finally done. Blaze. Yeah, all we have is bungholes. So you all know how this works, but instead of a 50-50, we are doing a 25% round. So you have 2 choices, and then a both or a neither. So, I will read this question twice. I'm going to give you, I think we're at 3 minutes, because last time they failed.
Yeah, that's fair. And it's a different setup this time, so they have to,
so I'll give you
really 50-50 it.
I'll give you 3 minutes on this one. So, Kim is bunghole. It's silent but deadly. So, here's your question. I will read it twice in completion before we hit start. Actually, if you don't mind, Lucas hitting ask question after I read it the second time so I can hit start on the timer. And Alexander wept because there were no more kingdoms to conquer. Except all the ones he didn't conquer. For this round, we will give a battle, a sacking, land captured, or a massacre, a conquest, or any of those, because they're all called something different for some fucking reason, instead of just saying, like, the Battle of. You tell us if Attila the Hun or Alexander the Great was the person that did it. So, first up is the conquering of the Baltics. So, again, for this round, we'll give you a battle, sacking, land capture, blah, blah, blah. Is it Attila the Hun, Alexander the Great, both or neither? And first up is the conquering of the Baltics. And go.
It's the way. You shouldn't get any more correct. Nice. We hold it 4 of 6. We await Boeing. We await Joe Titus. We await Northrop.
And we're good.
And we're done.
You're up. Go.
Next question is the conquest of Constantinople. I had to sound that word out. I'm a 5-year-old.
Istanbul, Constantinople. Istanbul, Constantinople.
Wait on Joe Titus and Kim. Speed round. And she's done. Next.
Alexander the Great. The siege massacre of Baghdad, the single most people killed in a battle. Very nice, very evil.
Nice, very evil.
We have 2 minutes left. We are missing. Now we're good. That is neither. Well, we'll get back to it. Moving on.
The conquering and unification of the Gauls. Gauls. Yeah, it's all good, Joe Titus. You're gonna be fine. Y'all are gonna get the time pretty easily, and you're still beating Kim.
Minute 30.
She's so slow. Kim. That would be Attila the Hun.
Taking over the entire Peloponnesian Peninsula, all the way down to Sparta and over to Thermopylae.
I'm glad you had to read that one. I stumbled over a majority of those words. They're all done. Holy crap.
It's Attila the Hun.
The conquering of Egypt. So, Fubs has said into a private chat to me, all 6 are done. That was Alexander the Great.
Did not die in battle, but due to some sort of illness while in their palace.
That he is now allowed to go shirtless and wear the bunny ears with our group because I have that outfit and you're Tiffany.
Yes. 44 seconds left.
To wear a shirt back in the day. Because my character always looks serious.
There we go. That is both of them.
And I believe last but not least, Emperor survived more than 2 generations after their death. Said they survived more than 2 generations after their death.
The Empire.
The lineage. The empire.
16 seconds. 15 seconds. 12
Waiting
seconds.
On Cam.
11 seconds. 10. 9.
Done.
That is
they made it.
Neither of them.
Nope.
Not a strong line of inheritors there.
No.
And it actually came down to like court politics essentially
Of course it did.
But going through that, just giving background, starting with
You have your punishment drink?
I do.
Okay, while you explain your answers, I'll go grab mine.
Yep. So, first up, who conquered the Baltics? They both did. Attila did it first because the Balkans were technically part of the Visigoth, Ostrogoth, Gaul. It's essentially Attila started in present-day Germany. Attila conquered the Balkans early in his career. It was adjacent to present-day Germany, and that's where Attila started. Alexander, on the other hand, moved in after he started building up steam from his initial conquest because he was the king of Macedonia, which is east of the Middle East. So he had to move his way west to conquer the Balkans, but they both did. Oops, not next question. Hold on, here we go. The conquest of Constantinople. Attila had made plans to conquer Constantinople. He had retreated to bring his armies together, or what was it? Consolidate his armies to charge forth, take on Constantinople, charge further south. He actually died. His palace was on the other side of the Danube. He had retreated back there, had a big celebration, died at that celebration, but his successors did end up conquering Constantinople. His uncle, who was next in line, is actually known as the father of the uncle of Constantinople, because he was the uncle of Attila the Hun. Then the siege massacre of Baghdad is neither. That was actually Genghis Khan. While the area or city that is current day Baghdad was held by both Attila and Alexander at one point or another, The actual city of Baghdad was not formed until much later. Genghis Khan had the massacre of that in the 1400s, I believe. Conquering unification of the Gauls was Attila. That was his first kind of thing as he did as a leader. Taking over the entire Peloponnese. So the keyword here was the entire Peloponnesian Peninsula. Alexander took over a good chunk of the peninsula, but he could not take Sparta or Epirus. Attila was able to take over all of it, all the way down to Sparta and all the way east to Thermopylae, which is actually like right on the edge of where Crete is. Why do I keep hitting the next question? Conquering of Egypt. Alexander the Great was easily able to take over Syria, Babylonia, part of the Persian Empire, and Egypt. And Attila just never got that far down because he died before he even got to current-day Israel. Did not die in battle. Both of them did not die in battle. Attila is believed to have died from some sort of blood loss. The popular theory is he died of a nosebleed because they think that he was a hemophiliac. There are others that think he died of internal bleeding from concussive damage to his innards during battle. There are others that think that he had some kind of blood loss, but they're not sure exactly what kind of bleeding. Alexander, on the other hand, there's several accounts of it, but all of them agree that over the course of 12 days, he just kind of withered away. They don't know if it was poison, a possible assassination attempt, possibly an STD, but there was this period of time that he was really good at the beginning, and then by the end, he just kind of passed away in his sleep from, whatever, a wasting sickness is what a lot of them say. And then Empire survived 2 generations, as none of them did, because most of them got into infighting about who should rule what, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But that is all of... So, when Lucas came up... So, Lucas came up with this round. Credit where credit's due. And I keep confusing Attila with Genghis Khan. So, I was like, nah, Genghis Khan... I was like, that's perfect, because Genghis Khan and Alexander the Great were in different time periods. And then I started looking up the stuff, and it's like, oh shit, I forgot. Attila the Hun and Alexander the Great were the 2 biggest enemies of the time because they were conquering each other's land.
That makes sense.
Alexander the Great would essentially rush. It's essentially blitzkrieg style. Alexander the Great would blitzkrieg through an area. Attila would grab all consolidate his army, and then push through and solidify, and then push through and solidify. And then Alexander would come through and just bomb rush everything again, and it was this back and forth.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
the amount of back and forth.
Yeah,
during that time between the two.
Alexander's entire empire spanned from past current day East India, the eastern border of India. He went past that to current day just outside Turkey, where the Peloponnesian Peninsula, where Sparta and all that were. He never made it to the Italian Peninsula, but he got all the way down to Egypt and all that. Attila was able to conquer the Italian Peninsula, Peloponnesian Peninsula, and then all the way to current day... just east of the Red Sea. I can't think what that's called. Or the Persian Gulf, sorry. Just east of the Persian Gulf. So where the Persian Gulf is, Saudi Arabia, Oman, UAE, all that. Yeah. So he never pushed down into that, but he essentially spilled over the top a little bit. But he also took over current day Germany. He essentially wiped out the Eastern Roman Empire at that time. But yeah,
nuts.
Yeah, they were. I don't know why the poets say, "And Alexander cried because there were no more kingdoms to. There was no more to conquer because he missed out on all of Germany, all of the most of the Roman Empire, the British Empire, most of Africa. Like, he had a shit ton more to do and just kind of died on the side. It's fine.
I think mainly because at that point no one had conquered what he had done. Like, the expansion of him and Attila were like the first, not major conquerors, but the first people to like consolidate an army and roll through an area, just constantly saying, hey, this is mine, flag planted, on to the next one.
Yep. Alright, well, punishment. Because you guys did it in under 3 minutes, which means that we're going to lower it next time, but I got this. Ready? Cheers.
God. Salt. Why do I do the things I do? That wasn't as bad as it looked. Actually, it was pretty good. I just don't do well with shots.
That was pretty bad.
I do enjoy having a mason jar, though, that says shots. Oof. Good aftertaste. That was some liquid. Play stupid game, win stupid prizes. That's some liquid that Ryan provided with me from your bachelor party. Some kind of fancy. Not.
Let's do leaderboard before we get into the last round. Boeing B-17 flying bunghole 83.104, Lockheed P-80 shooting bunghole 67.587, General Dynamics F-16 fighting bunghole 58.945, Boeing B-52 straight up bunghole 46.667, and E with 39.734.
Joe Titus padded his lead hard going into that round.
Oh yeah.
Because he had like 7 or 6 bonus points. Also, can he consolidate onto his team? Because we're down to 5 teams now, and now it says Joe Titus's team has 2 people. Or did someone else leave? I'm just curious.
I mean, we'll find out.
Alright, final round. Since this is all history, and there isn't really a current events, but instead, we will give you the headline that appeared in papers. And you give us the war that the headline refers to. First up, U.S. at war with Germany. Poseidon signs resolution taking over all German vessels in port. Ah, gotcha. Funny. So we just lost another team. A bunghole abandoned us.
2, 4. I still have 6. No, I have 5. You're right.
Is Northrop still on there? They were the lowest scoring bunghole.
Yeah, it's Northrop.
It's Mama Fafro must have went to bedsies. Did the Wild win? Are they in overtime? Is she okay? Ben, go check out Mama bunghole. Also, I'm assuming. I think I saw her picture on there and assume that's her team. I got all 5 in. That is a headline from World War I.
So the thing that brought the U.S. into World War I was German vessels kept sinking U.S. ships, and they said multiple times, "Hey, Germans, stop it!" The Germans didn't.
Was that the sinking of the Lusitania? Was that World War I?
Yep. So there had been multiple sinkings of cargo ships that were like British ships coming to America to pick up cargo, going back and being sunk, and the U.S. was like, "That's not our problem." And they sank a ship that had a bunch of Americans on it, and 16 Americans on it. And they're like, "That's too many Americans dead." And then they captured all German vessels that were in port in America because we were a neutral country at that point, and we said, "Go fuck yourself, Germany." And then decided to roll in and sit in the trenches for a while. So,
lots of trenches.
Saigon gives in with a sigh of relief. What war was that?
Cool Spider-Man photo, though. I love your newspaper theme. It makes me happy. Photo? Did I say photo? You know what I meant.
Yep. I have 4 of 5, but I only see 3.
I have 4 of 5 and see 4.
Okay.
So I will count the ones I see.
Who might
only missing?
Who might we be missing? My wife.
I yelled at her for saying what that time. It will go over well for me.
Alright, and the answer is that is the Vietnam War.
Vietnam.
Saigon is not.
Tell Mama Fafro we say good night. She is amazing and wonderful.
Yep. Saigon is no longer Saigon. It is Ho Chi Minh City.
There it is.
Alright.
USS Maine attacked at sea. President declares war. I reach for my drink, which is at my left hand, because I keep it away from my mouse.
It's probably a good idea.
It is. I've almost knocked over drinks while playing other games. It's not great. I love your tactic, Joe Titus. Everyone he is into with wah!
Ah!
Like it's a wog instead of a war. I don't know if that's his intention, but that's how I feel about it. Kind of hungry. Me and Kim ate a little early.
Yeah, I'm kind of hungry too.
Kenny links Wario. I'm referring to Warhammer 40k. I love it.
Wow.
Wow. We are now missing Boeing B-52. Kim, there are only like 5 questions left. Just put the shruggy emoji. That's what she does when she doesn't know questions, by the way. If y'all didn't know, Kim will literally just send us an emoji when she doesn't like the answer. World Wog. He's through. Oh, she put in an answer that time. It was incorrect. Correct answer is the Spanish-American War.
Canada pushes back U.S. Army, reclaims land while routing opposition.
Me. I love how this topic got brought up in our chat about wars. How many times has the U.S. invaded Canada?
3 times, and we lost all 3 times.
All 3.
This was one of them. The other one was the Spanish American. No.
Let's make it a 4th, baby. I'm all about it.
Honestly, if they invaded us, I wouldn't be too upset. I would get healthcare.
You would also have to wait 8 months to get said healthcare, though. But potato.
That's actually for elective stuff, not for medically necessary stuff.
I just have a friend who lives in Canada who says it's not all it's cracked up to be. Because everything has its problems.
Fair.
Let's be honest. If one government had figured it out by now, we'd all be in our respective matrices.
I mean, other ones have figured it out, and we just refuse to not. The Great Canadian War of Kindness. So just everyone's saying sorry. Bumping into each other.
The correct answer here.
War of 1812.
Or
the war where we got our.
You said French-Indian War was your alternative answer there.
Yes, or the French and Indian War. We pushed into Canada because the British were kicking our asses, and we're like, well, let's push in, and it didn't work. We were soundly beaten in both those engagements. The third time we tried to invade Canada wasn't actually America. It was a militia that said they were American, from America, pushed into Canada, got their asses kicked, back to America, and we had to give them a bunch of trade stuff to keep it okay.
Let it go. V for victory given by minister. War over by Christmas is promised. Home stretch, ladies and gentlemen. 4 answers to go. We were almost on time.
Almost.
Boom.
Boom. Here comes the boom. Ready or not. Here comes the boys. It took so long for me to figure out that they were a Christian rock band. And, yeah. But you know what tipped me off?
What was that?
Wasn't when they wrote a song for The Matrix 2. There's a song called Dreaming of Zion. It is a banger, but I was like, wait, isn't Matrix about, like, it's an allegory for Jesus? Like, why would POD... Oh. I mean, hell, one of their songs is about a fucking school shooter. Jesus.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Yep.
Send it.
Answer is W2.
While you were telling me about POD.
Wait, is it me or you?
It's you.
Okay.
Because World War II was mine.
Unarmed civilians shot in streets. Calls for immediate action heard throughout the nation.
Foster the People. Why do I know that name? What have they sung? Oh, Pumped Up Kicks. Really?
All the other kids with the pumped up kicks, let them run, let them run. Which, that took me a while to figure out that was also about a school shooting.
Oh, it was about school shooting. I was thinking Christian band, and I was like, that's weird. I don't think that's right. According to the Wikipedia, they're just an indie pop band. But yeah, it is definitely about school shooting, and that is very sad. All 5 answers in. What you got?
Wow. The Revolutionary War. That was the Boston Massacre, which was written by Paul Revere, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Things you learn.
The propaganda. You're not allowed to call it propaganda if it's coming from our side, but the propaganda was written that unarmed civilians, even though they were chucking fucking rocks and clams at armed guards.
Hey, they were throwing stuff, but they didn't have to shoot them. Anyway. I love the 2 different sides of that. I listened to a history podcast called History That Doesn't Suck. And, like, there's the two super related to each side storyline, and then there's, like, a middle storyline where they both were pretty much at fault. Well, and it's funny how the history intersects. It's really cool.
So there's a book I'm just gonna call him my father-in-law. We're like,
this is called The Truth.
We're 30 days out. So there's a book he was reading called Those Damn Yankees, and it is a captain's log from a ship from a British vessel during the Revolutionary War, and all of it literally expels out like we fucked up and they fucked up, and all of this should have been settled a long time ago, and everyone just keeps escalating it.
Oh, they did. Like, the funny part, penultimate question. President enacts police action. States that with backing of UN area will be returned to peace. So the U.S. multiple times went to England and was like, hey, we're cool with still being, like, with y'all. Just let us do our thing. And England was like, do it. The king just got really pissed off. Like, we easily could have still been what are Canada and Australia?
I think they're called protectorates.
I was gonna say principalities, but I think protectorates is correct. And we easily could have been that.
Right.
Like, in fact, most of our founding fathers tried multiple times to be like, we're cool with you guys. We like the fatherland.
Well, and a lot of it was like they would impose taxes that were just, and it was King George literally throwing a hissy fit.
Pretty much.
And instead of coming back and saying like, "Yo, we're able to pay," so essentially King George was looking for reparations during the.
Because they had sent protections to us and provided safety from Native Americans and other stuff, and they wanted us to pay for said military action.
And we're like, that's cool,
taxation.
But like, let's be reasonable. And then
in fairness, we were like, that's not cool because your House of Representatives has no taxation. Without representation, we literally have no voice in the people that are taxing us.
Right. But it wouldn't have been bad. It wouldn't have been so bad if it, like, the Stamp Act, where literally any piece of paper that is printed, you are taxed on. Like,
it was bad,
ridiculous.
The ways they came up to tax us were so dumb. It wasn't good.
If it had been like, hey, you can self-govern, but you have to like think federal and state government now. If Britain had been the federal government and we were like this separate thing, we get to do our own thing, but like as long as we kind of follow the king's rule, we would have been fine if most of the taxes had been like, hey, income tax, hey, like sales tax, which we have now, which is like reasonable, like a 2% sales tax, not bad, right? Versus like back then it was something like a 20% sales tax or a stamp tax.
Some of the people who would like smuggle stuff would literally have over half of their funds taken as a tax.
Yep.
And they learned that they could go under the radar and do it illegally and still pay a tax. That's what's funny is they would still pay like the magistrate or the person who was regulating the taxes a fee and make a whole bunch of money. Like it was a feasible way to obtain money, but the king was just not about it. Anyway, that was the Korean War.
Yep.
And Doug and I will get lost in Revolutionary War politics and fun times if we're not careful.
So, for our curveball, give us the record, the USA, in wars against foreign opponents, so Civil War does not count. Your answer should be formatted as win, loss, and tie. So give us the number of wars we have won, the number of wars we have lost, and the number of wars we have tied. I will say Korea I will count as a war. Desert Storm being a war itself, even though technically both of those were police actions.
Yeah, they were wars. Let's be honest.
I will also say that all of the wars that we've gone through does not encompass all of the wars that are on this list.
Mentioned, not mentioned, mentioned, not mentioned, mentioned.
There are 11.
Mentioned. Oh, okay.
I
wasn't going to give him the answer.
There are 11.
Almost all of them. I think we mentioned 9 of the 11. Oh, that's funny. That's not funny. We mentioned a good majority of the answers in here that America fought in, for sure. Nice. Kim with the stereotypical General Daughter's answer. General Dynamics refusing to answer and just writing poop on a stick. Also, I love that Kim legitimately wagered a point and said 1,000-0. The U.S. is 1,000-0. And I will waste a point on it. That's brilliant.
Oh, damn!
Hold on, now wait. So, Joe Titus. If Joe Titus took 2 of his wins and made them ties, he would have only been 1 off.
I would have given it to him too.
B-52.
Well, if B-52, that deserves a bonus point. Like, I can't.
Go ahead and fill them in. That was good. I'll release the scores after you fill them in.
I'll give you. You were spot on, sir.
That's so good.
Yeah. All right. The answer. We are 6-3-2. So our wins were the American Revolution, the Indian Wars, the Spanish-American War, World War I and World War II, Desert Storm and Shield. That's 6. Our losses. War of 1812. We did not win a single battle in the War of 1812. If you say the Battle of New Orleans, that battle was won after the peace treaty was signed because news traveled so slowly, and that's also where the damn the torpedoes comes from.
That is true.
And
I'm gonna have some arguments after this is over, just for funsies.
The Vietnam War, we were pushed off the peninsula and had to retreat. So much so that we were pushing helicopters off aircraft carriers to fit refugees on. The Mexican War, Texas thought it was all big and bad, pushed into Mexico, and Mexico bitch slapped them back to where Texas is currently.
What happened?
Thai Korean War. There's obviously a delineation if you know what North and South Korea is. We kind of came out tied there. And the War on Terror is counted as a tie by the Department of Defense because technically we didn't root out terror in the Middle East, but we also didn't lose to them, although given Afghanistan, we kind of screwed the pooch there.
I would argue that we won the war on terror because we killed the people we wanted to kill. The Korean War, I agree, is definitely a tie. I would move Vietnam into a tie. I know they backed us off, but we did a lot of fighting in Vietnam and then got really tired of fighting and just kind of left. But the War of 1812 was literally England being angry because we had just somehow beat them in the Revolution and they just wanted to prove they were better than us.
Yeah,
they came and actually did a military action, which makes no sense why they didn't do it in 1776. The Mexican War, absolutely correct. So I would say personally that we are 7, 2, and 3, but that's a personal thing, and I agree. I agree with your analysis and the official analysis. It makes sense.
So I would say it's like with the War of 1812, they had
the war on drugs. So we lost that shit. So
anyway, we're still losing it. So you had France and Spain essentially poking Britain the whole time, which is the only reason they didn't bring their full force against us.
Yeah, that's true.
And so then
France was also being annoying.
So then France and Spain stopped, and England was like, "Hey, America, you want to see us playing at 100%?" And then just burned down the fucking capital because they could.
What was funny about that is France was still in that war. War of 1812, we sided with France, but England was like, "Nah, I mean, we'll just hold France off this time, and we're going to show you guys what's up." And it was bad.
They blockaded France, got into a bunch of like sea wars with them, and they're like, it doesn't matter if we get in sea wars with them, as long as like the land wars were fine. The only battle we won was the Battle of New Orleans, where Nathaniel Greene ran a bunch of ships up the harbor of New Orleans saying "damn the torpedoes," which at the time torpedoes were the same as mines. And so he just like charged in New Orleans after everyone knew the war was over except for him, and he's like, "Yeah, we won," and we're like, "No,
let's go."
Didn't. I will agree with you. Like Vietnam was a tie. We got tired. There was like at home there was a bunch of push for us to like get out.
Political movement to pull us out of Vietnam, which was fair.
So when we were,
I have no disagreement with that.
So when we retreated, we had to bring a bunch of refugees with us because like, oh hey, there's all these translators and like people who helped us militarily and blah blah. And so we were trying to pull everyone we could out in Vietnam. But essentially, the aggressors in that did end up taking over the country, which that's why Ho Chi Minh City exists.
But Vietnam is still split between North and South Vietnam, to some extent.
But it's more a political split than it is like a hard split.
You're right.
It's not Korea where like there's a
legitimate 53rd parallel or whatever.
32nd, 30 something. Yeah,
that sounds right.
But yeah, but the war on terror, the Pentagon declares a tie because we never routed terror.
All terror.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we killed Osama bin Laden. I declare it a win.
That's right. And Saddam Hussein, even though he was secondary, and also not really a threat in any way.
The Bush family vendetta.
Yeah.
Being taken care of.
Like I really feel like
Bush.
Saddam Hussein like beat the Bush family in a game of Monopoly, and Bush was like, "I'm not gonna forget this." He's like, "What are you gonna do? Beat me in war?" Like, and what Saddam Hussein meant was war the board game, and what Bush heard was war the actual thing, and he's like,
"All right,
fucker, let's go."
We got this.
Have you heard of Operation Paul Bunyan?
The winner, hands down. Boeing B-17, Mr. Joe Titus with 91.8 points. Not very closely, 20 points behind. Like Lockheed P-80 shooting bunghole. Then in third, General Dynamics F-16 bunghole with 69. Boeing 52 Strata bunghole with 55.7. And my wife, who does not understand war, with 38 whole points. Once again revealing that she knows nothing about our trivia answers and fails miserably most of the time. If anything, all Kim's scores do is keep her honest.
That's fair.
Now that the war theme trivia is over, the aviators can go.
That's fair.
God, I have contacts in. It's weird. Usually I'm wearing glasses.
Yeah, that like kind of freaks me out. Yeah. Like the only times I've seen you without glasses were when we were playing football in the drill field. Like,
yeah, that was pretty much it. I don't wear contacts a lot unless I absolutely have to, except band. And in band, I always had on my Oakleys.
Yeah, so there was always something like there.
Covering. All right, ladies and gentlemen, gaze into my deep, brown, magnificent eyes, and let me tell you, thank you all for coming. Thank you, Bungholes, for participating in theme night. I know it was war and it was a little different. We'll probably go back to something a little more mainstream. We wanted to try something fun, and I had a good time with it. I thought we had some enjoyable rounds. I hope you had a good time as well. Other than that, we hope you have a wonderful end to your week, a wonderful weekend starting up. As always, know that we here support you, love you, and care about you, and you're doing great in life. And we want you to know that you will succeed in what you do because you have a community that supports you here. We love you guys. Hope you have a wonderful beginning of the weekend, and Doug will take us home.
If no one's told you they're proud of you this week, we're proud of you. You're going to be great, just like Lewis said. We love you all. We'll see you next week for regular trivia.